So this is everything about the audience controls and how it's working and how I see it. Obviously here I'm going to work over here, for example, you have suggestion, okay? And then it expands to that. Anyway, I think I explained it pretty well on what it's doing. Let's go now a little bit to the placements. I have done a whole video about the placements, explaining why and why you should use Advanced Plus placements, but also explaining to you the fraud behind the Advanced Plus placements so that you know. This is what is the ad set, and we have finished with the ad set. Now it's time to go on the ad level that we're going to discuss about the different things that you can do there. On the ad level, we have all the creatives, of course, okay? And we have the creatives, the things that you are going to use for advertisement, the pages that you're going to use and everything. So here, what I'm going to put in my names, it's going to be like, for example, video, Natalie, for example, January 2025, something that I'm going to be able to understand what I'm having here. Of course, again, you can create templates, but I like to do everything manually, always over here. So, partnership ads, very important. They're working pretty well. They're really nice. What you're doing is that when you turn this on, you can either take a code that the partner is going to actually make for you so that you can be able to use it immediately, or you can post over here just an ad. Okay, so let's say that you take an ad that you see on their page and stuff, you post the info here, you find it, and then you are picking the first and the second identity. As a first identity, I always like to put the influencer, and as a second identity, I like to put the brand that it's taking this partnership ad. As soon as you can always, by the way, use creatives, which are normal, not necessarily post IDs, just a normal creative. Post the ad, fix the ad, post it, and then it's going to give you a link that you can give to the creator so that it can approve it. The other way is that you can go to the collab center from the menu over here. You are going to be able to find the collaboration center, and you're going to be able to add people by asking them the permission that you can use their Instagram and all of that for your ads. So these are the partnership ads are really good and they're working pretty well, and it's another way of actually doing ads, and I like it. I'm not saying that you should do only that, but maybe it's something that you can consider, because sometimes there are some ads that they are going to do better with some credibility from some influencers. But this is the way that you're going to actually do it. Let's go over here now and let's see what we have. In the identity, of course, you're going to pick the correct Facebook page, the correct Instagram account over here, and let's go to the setup. On the setup, you have these options. We're going to forget about this one. You have the create ad and you are having the use existing post. Let's talk about the existing post first. Okay, this setting over here, multi-advertisement ads. Your ads can appear alongside, your ads can appear alongside other ads in the same ad unit to help people discover products, services, blah, blah, and all of that. And let's see more here. Again, we have a schedule for a specific time period. You can run it for a specific time period over here. Let's move the schedule. And the existing post basically means that you're trying to find a post which already exists and you want to use it. There are several ways that you can do that. I'm going to try to show you some things over here, but just so you know, the post IDs are kind of buggy and it's difficult for you to find them. First of all, the multi-advertisement ads over here is something that I don't like to check because sometimes it causes problems. The ads appear in stupid places and stuff. So this is a setting that I'm not using, whether we are talking about normal or post ID ads. Over here, in the post IDs, then you're picking the post ID. Here we're having the ad sources, which we're going to explain into the normal ads. And here you can select your post ID. Either you're going to come here and you're going to go into your Instagram, scroll around and stuff, or you're going to post something which is coming from the text in order for you to be able to find the post that you want to do. Just keep in mind that it says that you cannot promote, it says here, businesses that are coming with elements like questions, stickers, or music, or whatever, or even if you tag a product for your shop, you cannot use it also as a post over here. So over here, you can select the post like this, or you can enter post ID. Now, how can you find the post ID of an ad? It's a completely different discussion, but I'm going to try to explain to you some different ways that we can have. Let's go here in some of the campaigns and let's try to find any of these post IDs. So if we come here, for example, let's say that we come on this ad, how can we locate and use the post ID? There are 2 or 3 ways. First of all, we can come here and do Facebook post with comments. If we go to Facebook post with comments, you can see over here a date, okay? Do you see the date? If we are able to click on the date, we might be able to find it. Also, it can be any of these numbers over here, okay? So let's try to see if it's any of these numbers. So let's try to take this one. This is how you do with post IDs, by the way, okay? It's a little bit difficult and tricky to actually locate them, especially if you're already running to specific ads. So let's come here. Let's see if it's going to be this one. Nope, it's not this one. Let's go to the next number and try to see if it's this one. So this one actually worked. We were able to find it like this. Sometimes it's not going to be even this number. You will have to click here. And here it doesn't appear. Oh yeah, it's this one. So you can use this one. You see this one? It says, when you click to the date, it says PF bid, and then it has something crazy over here. And you can come here and you can click over here. This is coming from Facebook. So you can click this one and you're going to be able to locate it. So this is another way for you to find the post ID for your Facebook ads. Now, another way that you can use also is that you can come here and not on this one, on the other one that was running, just a second. Let's go on this one, for example, and let's go on this one. Let's edit. And here, if you click, you're going to see an ID, okay? If you copy this, it's not going to work. Why? Because this is the ad ID. It's the ID of the ad within the ads manager. It has nothing to do with the post ID. In order for you to see, you can click here, manage Facebook comments, for example, and you're going to be able to see again this one. Do you remember the PF, this one thing, okay? Which most likely is going to work. Let's go and check. Over here again, if this one is actually going to work. Change post. So as we can see here, it's not working. What do we do then? We click here and we take it again. Sometimes it's going to work like this, sometimes another way. And boom, we found it. So another thing that I'm going to see over here is if we can check for the Instagram, for example, because if we go here, let's go to another campaign. Let's take another one again. Let's edit over here and let's see more options. Manage Instagram comments this time, okay? As you can see, the Instagram comments open like this. So what do we understand from that? We have a problem with the Instagram post IDs. The Instagram post IDs, we're not able to find them. And the problem is that we cannot actually use them. It's very difficult to use post IDs that are coming from Instagram. The only thing that you can do is if you go here and you go to Instagram to just locate one. So what do we have here? We have a situation that we have post IDs that we are able to find much more easier on Facebook, and we are having post IDs from Instagram that it's very difficult for us to find. But let me explain about this, why it's important to understand that anyway, it's a trouble situation with the post IDs. If you have something which is working pretty well, you have to post it to Instagram and then use it as a post ID. You cannot just find it like this. Of course, there is the option that you're going to duplicate your ads, it's going to keep the engagement and all of that. The other thing that you can do is that you can use the Facebook ID, but you are using the engagement that you have on Instagram. The best option that you're having over here is to have a campaign running for a very long period of time, building engagement to Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Now, a lot of times we are taking a post ID from Facebook, for example, we're using it, but we are seeing that we are not having so good results. We have to analyze our results. If we break down our results and we take 80% of our traffic from Instagram and we cannot locate this post ID to use it, then by using the Facebook one and losing all the engagement on the Instagram one, we're having a problem. If our traffic is 50-50, then it's going to be okay to do something like that. If our traffic is more on Facebook, of course we can keep using post IDs again and again and again, because basically we're keeping the engagement from the post IDs that are actually working for our ad account. So as you can understand, the moment you're taking one of the two, either you're using the Facebook or the Instagram, you're losing the engagement on the other platform. In my opinion, Facebook needs to fix that, and they need to have a universal ID which is going to apply to both of the two placements in the same way that we're able to run the ads in the two platforms. But right now, as of now, you're using one of them. It's easier to find, as I showed you, the Facebook ones, but it's much more hard to find the Instagram ones, and you have to be lucky to be able to keep them. The best way for you to keep Instagram post is to post something that's working as a normal post and keep using it all the time by doing this here on the change post and locating it through the page. That's it about the post IDs. They're buggy, and you have to understand that you need to break down the results and see if you are working more with Facebook or more with Instagram, and just adjust your strategy based on that. If you're working more with Facebook, keep using post IDs all the time. If your ads are coming mostly from Instagram, then and you cannot keep it and you're just using a post ID from Facebook, don't be amazed that it's not going to work very well immediately, or it's going to take you time, and it's not going to work like a post ID which will work just like this. Okay, because you're losing all the engagement and it's not easy for you to actually locate it. That's it with this. Let's go and let's see a little bit over here now the normal ads that we can do. Now, we can come here and we can have a manual upload. Of course, you can do always a catalog, but we're going to talk on catalog after we finish this chapter over here with the ads. You can go do a catalog over here. As you can see, we can do flexible ads that we explained what it is on the previous chapter, and we might do new videos explaining the flexible ads and how they work and what we want to do with them right now into when they're going to work again. Just a thing over here is basically you can mix up to 10 videos, 5 primary text, 5 headlines, 5 descriptions, and you can even do different groups over here, up to 3 groups. So you can test a lot of different creatives. Facebook is going to make countless combinations. They're not working pretty well for me right now, but they used to work as dynamic ads. I have a whole chapter explaining about this. Now we have single image or video, carousel, and collection. What is a collection? The collection is when we are having, this is how we call it, ad instant experience. Okay, and the instant experience basically is when you create a completely new thing. It's the ads that you are seeing that you are clicking, and then it opens some more pictures with images and stuff, and it's like a small store. These are called instant experiences. You can experiment with those and you can play with those. I don't use them because they're taking a lot of engagement, but they're not getting better sales rather than using normal images or videos. We're going to come here. Carousel ads are very simple. Basically what you're doing is that you are adding your cards. You can add videos or add cards and stuff. When you add a card, for example, let's take an image. You can have the image over here. Of course, over here we're using dimensions for the carousel ads. Always it has to be 1 by 1, preferably 1080 by 1080. And we can use the headline, let's say test, and the description is going to be test 2. And we need to add more, I guess, in order to be shown. Let's take another one. And of course you have the URL, okay? So this is how it shows over here that you can do another over here, and this is how it's going to look. Basically it's a carousel ad, as many images as you have, it's going to continue showing more and more and more and more. So this is a carousel. Basically, you can put up to 10. Eventually, it's going to take the best one on the beginning, actually. And here you can put the text that you can put on top. So basically it's going to appear here, okay? So you can put and you can add up to 5 options over here with different texts that it's the text of your whole ad, and you can have the different text over here, test 1, test 2, for your headline and for your description, and it's going to have learn more, but you can change that because you can come here and you can change the button over here instead of learn more to buy now. We're going to explain a little bit what we use, shop now. Okay, so this is what you use. Always on the headline over here, we like to use things like that they're closing. If you have free shipping, if you have a BOGO offer, whatever you may have and everything. Back in the day, the carousel ads, the more you were running carousel ads, the best ad was coming on the top. I don't know if they have changed this or they still have it, or if you put the order, it's not going to change at all, but you were having an option over here that it was saying that if one of the slides is being clicked more, this slide is going to go on the front because it's the more popular. So either you will, either they are still doing that, and in my opinion, they do it. This is what I know, because all of this AI and not doing that, I mean, doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, understand that carousels are very effective, and we have done a whole chapter explaining why you should not mix carousel with images and all of that, and why you should keep an eye on the different placements and just use them on the different placements, on the different creatives, and just use each respective creative on its own campaign so that you're going to be able to have the best results for each style. So this is the style that we're using over here on the carousel ads. You can have 5 options, as I said here, and 1 option for each one of them. So when you are running a catalog ad, you can put dynamically the product name over here. We'll show you when we are going to reach on the catalogs, or if you want to have your own carousel with your own creatives, this is how you're going to do it. For a catalog ad, we're going to see later on about it. Now, to just show you the other settings, we're going to go here on the single image or video. This one I told you I don't use. Let's show more options. We have the schedule, and here we have site links. I'm not using them either. You can have site links if you want. It's not going to hurt you. Basically, they appear like this on the ads. Okay, so it's going to appear like below with some extra items. I haven't seen any big results with site links and stuff trying it, and I think that using more site links, maybe it's going to hurt your ads instead of making them better. So I try to avoid them. For example, the way that you can use site links is that you can use a URL that is going to be specific. They appear like this. So imagine that you have your ad, and then below they are going to appear like this, like small buttons. You can put, for example, a thumbnail from hats, and you can put the URL that somebody clicks and goes there, and the display label is going to say new hat collection, for example, okay? And it's going to appear just below the ads. I haven't seen any difference by using them and stuff, but for sure it's an interesting place. It's an interesting thing to do. Another thing is that you can do it dynamically by having catalog items over here with the image that they have from the catalogs and everything, and it's going to appear again like this. So it's up to you if you want to do it or not, and you can send all of them to the same URL or whatever. But this is the site links. Now, over here in the ad media, we're going to add an image. Basically here we have some extensions, site links, blah blah, all of that that you can use. We press next on this one. We just ignore it. We have the primary text that you're going to use. It helps you put it before. So let's put test 2 over here. Let's say that we have another test 3. Okay, and the call to action button. We have the description also, test 4. And we're adding it. Then we're picking one creative over here on our media because we're using single image. And I'm going to show you later how you can crop it. Just skip and continue on those. AI enhancements, we're taking everything off. We're doing this and this. We're doing this and this just to make sure that everything is off, because they're really spooky and they're putting inside things. And then we will go and we will check the AI enhancements one by one to tell you which ones I like or not. Okay. Now, over here, we're having some different options that it's the different creatives that we can put. So if we click here, we can see that we can have different primary text for the feeds, different primary text and headlines, and even destination for the stories and so on. Let me be clear about something. Whatever you're going to put here, if you change it individually in each one of these, then this is what is going to respect most. Okay, so a lot of times you might see that you're running some ads, for example, and you're having your text here, this text, for example, it's saying true text. Okay, so you're having true text here, but if you come here and you change the text from true text to true text, okay, this is what is going to appear on the feed, okay, because this is what it respects. It respects, you see, it respects this. While you're having this one here, this one appears here, because this is what it respects. But if we come here on the stories, it's going to have the true text, you see? It doesn't use this one. So whatever you're picking here is going to respect it. The same thing is happening over here, as you can see, with the change. So here you have 1080 by 1080. You can put over here the version which is all about the version which is all about the placements for feeds, which is going to be 9 by 16. On this topic, I would like to show you this. So I would like to show you this. So these are basically for reels and stories. These are the safe zones, okay? So all of this is a safe zone, this is a safe zone. And if you're just adding copies and text over here into the green area, most likely they're going to be covered in any zone from something. So it's up to you to use them. So the shop now has to go here, for example, okay? So if you put shop now is something that Meta is going to put on their own. But if you put a text over here, for example, that says clean skin, for example, then it's going to be hidden by the shop now. So you need to put it here, for example, okay, just so that it can be better. You can see here the different dimensions in order for you to use them and understand. I know there's not a lot of space, but this is how the stories work. You can put much more information in the feed. By the way, in the feed, you can also use 4x5. It's up to you if you want to use 4x5 or 1x1, but for the reels and stories, we're using 9x16 always, and this is the templates that we're using in order for us to be able to know that we have the same zone, the safe zones. Now, back to here, as I said, it's going to respect whatever you're going to change here, even if it is headline, destination, whatever. You might want to have different destination for the stories, different for the feed, whatever. The same thing is happening, by the way, for the videos. Nothing changes to that. And then we go here to the product tags. This is happening when you have Facebook and shop, basically, and you are having also shop ads. Basically, the tags is that you can put tags over here to each one of these kids, and you can say that this is for this product, so that people can click on the tags and they can go to your shop, not to your Facebook, not to your store, to your shop within Facebook or Instagram, and they are going to be able to buy there. You can see that here it also talks about safe zones. Also here, if we come to the stories, then you come here and you change, you put the other thing and stuff, or you remove the tags if you just don't want to have sales inside your store. The product tags are being taken from the catalog, so you can pick the correct catalog over here in order for it to pick the correct tags over here. Now, so these are the things that you're going to change. After that, you're going to change your 9x16 here to the stories. You're going to put your 1x1, your 9x16 over here. You're going to put your copies, your text and everything. We have now AI. I'm not using that. I'm just using my own copy, but later on this is going to be really good. This one should stay disabled. Call to action, shop now. If you wanna use something else for sign up or whatever, and it goes, just go for it. Info labels is something that I don't use, and I don't think that I will use it. Just goes like this, you know. You can have these info labels below to explain that the product is free shipping or whatever. I don't think that they're working. I'm I'm not so much against of site links comparing to the info labels. I don't believe in the info labels, but the site links, maybe you can test them. They are going to appear like this here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to appear like this. So over here, but I really like for the creative to work, not because of some extra settings here and there. I like the creative to be strong. Run A/B test, we don't need that. Advanced plus creative, image generation with AI and stuff. I'm not going to touch this kind of things. I've seen some crazy images being created from Meta on this side. Enhancement, it says 3% lower cost per result, blah, blah. They try to convince you. If we press try it out, let's explain a little bit of these enhancements just so that you can understand. It says add overlays. It's going to add different things. We don't want that because of branding. Add catalog items. Maybe this one, it looks appealing, but I have seen it do some crazy stuff again, along with the fact that over here, if we press on, you can change the catalog. Oh, so this is new. Okay, thank God they fixed it. So it was picking catalogs from other places and stuff. So this one is now fixed. So this is a good addition. I would listen to it for apparel stores and stuff to use it. Visual touch-ups is something that I would never use because it's doing stupid changes to the images. For example, here you can see that it's cropping, it's doing this kind of things. Over here, music, there's sometimes some stupid music coming with it. No way, 3D animation, text improvements and all of that. These are really bad. I wouldn't do it because it will alter completely your creatives. Relevant comments is something that I use always. It's the only thing that I'm using. Then we have enhanced CTA, which is changing the call to action button. Add site links is another thing. Let's see how it doesn't show basically. Yeah, so this is how the site links are looking. As you can see, it says final sales, shop, products. It's just adding a little bit more and doing the site links. So if you're bored of doing it on your own and you want to test it, you can test it over here with the AI. Image animation, no way. It's doing a lot of stupid stuff, and adjust brightness, it's also doing a lot of stupid stuff. A lot of times below that, if you scroll more, you're going to find more. They're hiding them because they want you to spend on them and train the algorithm. So what I'm doing is this and this, so that I can know that all of them are off, and then I'm turning on the relevant comments. If you go below, you can see the destination. This is the destination that you are going to have. You can have a different display link if you're having a crazy big website URL, the different display link that you can have, and it's going to appear here. So here it's the website destination area. We're going to come, I'm going to put Google for the sake of this example. The display link is something that you want to appear here. So if you want to change it and call it myplace.com, it's going to show something else over here. This is what is going to appear over here. This is how it's going to look. Of course, you can always click on the preview URL to check if you're having the correct link and you haven't done any mistake and you're sending people to a broken landing page. Browser add-ons, we press none. Instant experience, we don't do that and stuff. Languages, it's something that you can experiment if you want into different countries. Yeah, you need to remove the text customization. You add it to your placements and stuff in order to do so. I don't know. I'm not using it. I'm just going to translate everything immediately. I'm not going to just wait for this translation over here. And we have, of course, tracking over here. In the tracking, you need to have your website events, your pixel selected. This is why we say that the hot pockets are being formed here, because we're selecting our pixel here. Most of the times this one is going to be set up by default, but we checked and unchecked many settings over here, so maybe we have ruined almost everything here. Offline events, you don't need it. URL parameters is when you want to track things also with Google Tag Manager and everything, you can always put URL parameters. One default URL, if you want to know, is this. So this is how a default URL parameter is looking. UTM source, Facebook, you have all of this that you're saying about the ad ID, the ad name and stuff, so that it can do it dynamically. This is just one, let me put it here if you wanna, this is how it's going to look. Ah, damn. Should I put it? I put it somewhere. Yeah, there you are. So you can see it over here, for example, on how a default one it's actually looking. So this is the area that you set it, and I think that we covered everything when it comes to that, except from one last thing which is really interesting and I want to show you before we go. So a lot of times you see bold text over here. It's very easy to do it. So a lot of times you are thinking and you are seeing in the ads having bold text and stuff. This is a very nice tool over here, as you can see, that you can have with yay text. This is how it's called. And I'm here, you can say hello world, and you can take all of these different options, even this one, and say that we copy it. We go and we add it inside here into our ads. Where are you? The primary text. And it's going to look like, remember what we said earlier? It's not going to do it because we didn't do it in the right place, which is this one, because we changed the text over here, okay? So if we do it here and we save, it should appear now here. So interestingly enough, I didn't know that, I'm just checking it now. If you do it over here, it's not going to accept it, okay? But let's remove the clear group stuff. So it's going to accept it here. So it's going to accept this setting only here, but if you change it inside here, it's not going to accept this setting. Anyway, if you want to work with this kind of stuff, but to be honest with you, I never changed my text over here into these different placements, so it's not going to be an issue. But if you want to do changes to the text like this, you can take whatever you want from here, even this one, for example, okay, which looks really strange. You can change this one and it's going to look like this, okay? So you can do this kind of different settings and these different things. Let's see if it's doing it also here. Yeah, you see, it's doing it also here. So you can do this really nice feel of branding and customization if you want, or if you can use Italian or you can use bold, you can do whatever you want with this kind of thing. It's here, it's called yaytext.com, and you can use it for your different optimization over here with the copy. Of course, AI is going to help you a lot, ChatGPT. Some people say that for copy, Claude is better, but all of these things are going to change from time to time. Just use whatever you like to do your different copies. Just also keep in mind here about the copies this. Let's say that we run, I'm going to show you something here which is pretty basic about the copies. So if I put this copy over here, not here, sorry, let me put it here. So if I put this copy over here, you can see how bad it looks. Let me put more. Look how this looks, okay? This looks a little bit ugly and there's nobody who's going to read that, okay? But if you come here, and you can do, by the way, Meta needs to fix this stupid bug that it doesn't let you to see all of the text. So if you do this, then do this, then you come here to this. Okay, look how different it looks, okay? It's huge, of course. Let's take it. Look how different it looks, and you are able to actually read that, okay? Instead of you having a brick of text, which is really boring and nobody will put the time to actually read this, okay? Which is looking really, really bad and awful. Another thing which is very important to understand is that when you're doing your copy, you need to know what is going to appear and what is not going to appear, okay? So here you can see that when you're doing things like this, it's going to appear the first, the second, and the third line on the top. So this should be your most important messages, because after that, the other one is being hidden, okay? So you need to go for the most important messages over here. So don't do brick of text, just do text that are going to be easy to read for people. You can play with the bolds and all of that. You can go with the option of having short text, bigger text, some emojis, without emojis, with emojis, so that you can try to get the best that you can. But for sure, let me tell you that the text is not as strong as your creative, but the text of your creative is very strong, okay? So if you found something that's working here, be sure, for example, to add it also into your creatives, because into your creatives are going to work also pretty well. The copy it's not only the copy that you're using into your ads as a copy, but it's also the copy that you use also into your creatives, even if it's a video and you use it as a hook, even if it is an image and you use it for another reason. The copy of the image is also really important. But for sure, from my experience, when you break down the results into many primary texts, because here you can use up to 5 and then you can see which ones have worked better, all of them, they're having just scattered sales among all of the 5, and it's not like you see a very clear winner in the same way that you see it with the creatives. That's all for the campaign setup and the different settings. Let's go now to the catalog.